Welcome to the Ignorant Thinker Podcast. It's your boy Dennis Holmes. How y'all doing? Listen, more than just the question of the day, I'm here about the whole Antonio Brown situation. You know, when Antonio Brown got signed to the Raiders, the first thing I said was, I hope everything work out. I hope they don't Keyshawn Johnson. And, I used the phrase, I hope they don't Keyshawn him. Which, if y'all remember, John Gruden came to Tampa Bay. Him and Keyshawn ain't work out too well. So he suspended Keyshawn indefinitely for the whole season. And I said, I hope that don't happen to AB. You know, as we know, just yesterday, the reports came out that Mike Mayock, the new GM of the Oakland Raiders, and Antonio Brown got into a heated argument that almost led to blows, so they say. It was a threat made from Antonio Brown, said, I'll punch you in the face, to Mike Mayock. From that threat being made, they said that they're going to suspend Antonio Brown. Now, the whole argument was about the $60,000 he got fined for missing those 2 days of work. He missed 2 days of work, got fined $60,000. About 60. Don't get me on the numbers like that. I think it's about $60,000. We're missing 2 days of training camp. And Antonio Brown saying that he missed 2 days of training camp because the situation with his helmet and his feet. It was an issue. But see, he was trying to do things that he did in Pittsburgh that was okay, that ain't okay everywhere else. That's the whole difference on that. Mike Mayock is a new GM. So in my eyes, I think Mike Mayock is coming off as that I'm a GM that ain't gonna take no shit. This is my first situation. I'm not hating on either one of them on the situation. I'm not saying it could have been handled a little better, even though I wish it could have, but you never know what may happen. But right now, if you look back on the whole thing, they said that there's a possibility that they could only have to pay Antonio Brown $1 million out of the $30 million that they owe him guaranteed, and they can cut him and only owe him $1 million, and he would have to pay the signing bonus back. That's if they wanted to do that. That was what I was told. I don't know how true that is. That's a rumor. But literally $60,000 in an argument can have you lose $30 million. That's the reality of this all right here in a nutshell. And that's the part right there that I was, I'm upset about. Because it's like, we all want to see Antonio Brown play. But nobody wants to see him get suspended over something, over an argument, nothing like that. We all want to see him play. But as of right now, they said he might not be playing on Monday. That's as of right now. He might not be playing on Monday. I think he needs to get to a place where as though he just want to play football and not really worry about the outside drama. Too much outside drama going on with him and the club and the helmet and the feet and all that. That's just too much. Like I said, I just want to see him play football. That's all I want to see him do. He's a hell of an athlete, but he's turned into a diva. And now everything Pittsburgh was saying is looking true. That's the crazy thing about it. But when you grow a monster like that, sometimes it's too late. You just gotta get rid of it. And like I said, Oakland just might get rid of him. They might go get a 6th-round pick and trade him. Never know. There's a lot of teams out there I think be interested, man. Like the Buffalo, that should be interested. The Washington Redskins, they known for taking bad situations and stuff like that. They known for that. The Buffalo Bills are in need of a wide receiver. That's where he was supposed to go from the beginning. They're in need of a wide receiver. San Fran may take on that option. I'm not going to guarantee it, but they may take it on. Those are the things that, I was thinking about. So, in all reality, I hope that all works out. That's all I'm going to say. I hope it all works out. I hope we see Antonio Brown play in an Oakland Raider uniform. If not, it is what it is. But on to the game last night. This is my thing about the first game of the season. I think the first game of the season need to be played by coaches that are well in, that's been in the league for a while. That game last night came down to coaching, and there was a lot of mistakes made because of coaching. Like the Chicago Bears had so many delayed games and, false starts, holding penalties. It was so many penalties last night that it held the Chicago Bears back from winning that game. They should have won that game. I'll be honest with you, they should have won that game. But it was so many penalties last night, you couldn't even get what you wanted out of the Chicago Bears. Looking at the Green Bay Packers, they couldn't get things started either because, like I said, they got a new head coach. I think it should be older head coaches doing that first game of the season, and then you'll see a more well-oiled game going through. Don't get me wrong, that's one of the greatest rivalries in football history, the Green Bay Packers versus Chicago Bears. But I just feel like that first game of the season need to be, like I would love to see Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin, Chicago. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Pittsburgh Steelers go at it, Those are two seasoned coaches. They've been in it for a while. They know how to handle the first game of the season. Been there before, done that. They're gonna be ready. They're ready for the big stage, big lights. Not everybody's ready for that big stage, big lights. Now the next time the Bears play the Packers, you'll see a whole different game because they didn't get that preseason help that they needed for this first game, but now they got a couple games in. Everything's gonna be more, more well-rounded. That's how I feel about that. But in all honesty, it was a good game. It was a well defensive game. If that's the way the NFL season is going to start off with just defense, then that was a great defensive game right there. So that's what I'm saying. In all honesty, Aaron Rodgers, he looked okay, but that defense got at him. They got at him pretty good. Who I thought looked real good last night was Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson looked like he back to that player he was in Jacksonville. And I liked the hookup him Mitchell Trubisky had together. So those are things that I liked to see in that game. Those are my plays at the end that I liked it. I was glad that Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Graham are now finally starting to get no rapport for my fantasy. Yeah, I'm being selfish now. So that was for my fantasy. Now let me know what y'all think about last night's game and the Antonio Brown situation. Ignorant Thinker Podcast. Thank y'all for y'all support.